So let's tap into your surreal. Now, Spider-Man reading a book? Okay, that's a little surreal. But he's real, he reads a book. There's a human underneath it, maybe. You have to let go of who you are today. You have to be free of your emotions. You have to let go for a moment. I'd like you to just picture a scenario, do an experiment. We're going to use what's called biomimicry. Biomimicry is mimicking nature. So if I said to you, here's a trigger, let's talk about solving a challenge, and you're a decision maker in a business, and you have to do biomimicry. And let's say we tied it to bees, a beehive. How would you use your management style combined with biomimicry of bees? Now stop. You did it. You went to Surreal. Because when I said this to Diana, Diana said, "Can I be the queen bee?" And I pictured in that moment her head on the edge of a bee. Some of you did. You put heads on. But I imagine her going as she walked across the room, because that's surreal. In the moment, you have to stop to find surreal. You have to find it. It's there. Can you see Diana in the picture? Can you find her? I didn't put her in. I was going to. It was not easy because I'd have to have the back of her head, and that didn't work. Okay, so let's try this, or think about this in a different way. There are people in here who think in surreal terms. You have to change. You have to realize that people right next to you don't get you. And you have to slow down to let them breathe. Learn to explain your thoughts better, learn to tell stories better, learn to diagrammatically put it out there. Use the tools out there so they can grasp what you saw in that surreal moment. Or when you think about it all the time. It takes a lot of energy to turn Project Moon Hut into something that people can grasp. But if you are a realist, you have to learn, excuse me, you have to learn to breathe. You have to learn that you do have these capabilities. They're built right in you. You can do this, but you're going to have to unlock. And then also give the surreal person time to breathe. And you too. Now, if you're managing the entire situation, you have to learn both sides. It's very complicated. How do I give people time and not time and meet the deadlines that I have and move things forward? Just realize we're trying to solve how we live on Earth for all species. We're responsible for the whales, the dolphins, the birds, and everything else. Humans created this. We have to solve it for everybody. And I'm hoping in your surreal moments you'll find some inspirational thoughts. There's an amazing amount of opportunities out there when you add in the surreal. You add in infinite possibilities beyond anything you've ever thought of. But you have to find it. You have to be willing and open to it. The possibilities are infinite. And Project Moon Hut is to hopefully change how we live. I'm writing a book right now, another one. It's called The Age of Infinite. I was standing with a guy in San Francisco at NASA Ames, and we were talking about the infinite possibilities and the infinite that can come. And he said, this could be the beginning of infinite. And I said, no, we can open up the age of infinite. So we just started a podcast too. I have 12 interviews. They're all space related at this point. We'll get 12 online, called The Age of Infinite, to change how we think so we can start being and acting in the way in which we should as humans. Let's travel back to 1991. I sat at an easel looking at this canvas saying, what do I paint? What do I do? And I didn't realize at the moment, I didn't even know surreal and surrealism. I just drew a picture. And I drew the picture of the world and I said, but we're destroying it. And I put this sword through the center and blood coming out of the top. That humankind is having an influence that's negative. And if you know me, I'm not the person who's passionate about saving the world. I'm not the guy running out and trying to clean the oceans. I don't do that. It's not been me. Yet, however, through the time span, 30 years later, coming full circle, that was surreal. And I hope you find your surreal moments too. Thank you.